If you are someone who crave for greatness and you understand the principle of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, do not just go for knowledge everywhere. Because the knowledge that imparts for greatness are experiences, not stories. When you listen to people's experiences, you didn't just listen to a story, but you are being carried through the timeline, the challenges, the chaos, and the breakthrough. So, experience are not just stories, they are detailed observation of causes and solutions, detailed observation of troubles and remedies. So, when you listen to experiences, you grow. Listen to experienced people. Let me tell you a secret. To succeed in this life, you need three things. First is God. Second is a military mindset. And thirdly, you need to be emotionally independent. If you know God, you know His ways, you build a military mindset, and then you grow above emotions, then you're a successful person. In as much as you are bent to respect the final order, just know that when the order is coming from the wrong source, you break it. Even as a military, one thing can pull you down. If you do not understand that, your squad can also turn against you. If you have that understanding, then you will grow above your emotions. Because the first thing that will bring you down when your squad turn against you is betrayal. The feeling of betrayal, the emotions entanglement in that betrayal, the questions of why, the questions of how, the question of when did it happen, why did we arrive here, will begin to hit you. So when you grow a military mindset, be sure to grow above your emotions. Let me tell you this and make it straight. To develop a military mindset, you need to start somewhere. First, there is no forgiveness on the battlefield. Forgive immediately once the person steps away from the battleground. No forgiveness, no retreat, no surrender. In the battle, whosoever is involved, whatsoever it is, make sure you abide to these principles. Anyways, away from the battlefield, you can do all the reconciliation, all the forgiveness, all that you need. But once a gun is pointing at you, even if the person is not carrying a gun, but is standing on the battleground, don't forgive. Make sure you define where the battleground is, what these things mean as you go in life. Develop this military mindset. It will help you. I'm not telling you to shoot anybody. In fact, you're not carrying any gun. But if you understand what I mean, go for it. Develop that mindset and you will survive. Now, you can't be military without love. You cannot be military without love. It is only love that makes you lay down your life. And that is the only principle to get to the top. If you do not love so much, you can't grow that much. So love is very important. Meanwhile, love is not foolish. So be very observant while you love. Love a lot, love so much, even love more than yourself. Apply this principle and you will see yourself grow. It is not the weak that love. Yes, it is the strong that love. It is the strong that lay down their life. So develop this principle and grow. See you at the top. What makes you military is not because you are at the top and others are down. No. What way did you follow to get to the top? It has to do with the weight of sacrifice. What does military do? You lay down your life for others. But when the people you lay down your life for come for you, that is when the emotions of betrayal come. And that is why you have to get to the top through the right way. How did you get there? Sacrifice. Lay down yourself. Wash their feet. Make sure you wash it well. And by the time you get to the top, they try to fight you. They end up fighting themselves. Now that is it. To get to the top is not when you bring anybody down. To get to the top is when you hold the hands of people while you move ahead. That is the military mindset. In a battleground, you don't just shoot at people wearing different uniforms. You shoot at anyone that sets fire on you. Yes, when the gun points at you, whether you look like him or you wear the same uniform, it doesn't matter. You fire. That is it. A military does not create fear. He brings calmness where there is fear. So do not let anyone fear you. Don't even go for it. You have to even appear as a sheep at all times. That is what qualifies you. You only fight in the battleground. So why stress yourself? Why do you want anyone to fear you or to know who you are or to understand your level? Oh, keep that. Spare your stress. Spare your energy for the battleground. So you know where to define where the battleground stops in your life, where it begins. Know the limit and recognize immediately those who have stepped into the battleground in your life. When you are able to do this, you shall grow. Develop this mindset. See you at the top. You are not military to die for nonsense. You are not military to bear unworthy burden. The burden you must bear must be worthy. You have to calculate carefully the weight and the potency of every burden you bear. You are not a military to die for rubbish. If the commander betrays the initial purpose and mission, feel free to move away. Feel free to get out. Feel free to walk away. If you have the speed, good. If you have to be smart about it, be smart about it. Just get yourself away. Remember, the purpose in which you're on the battleground must be met. If the commander decide to go on defilement, to dine with the enemies, you don't have to do the same. Keep this in mind in order to grow, because not every military is qualified. So the commander might not be really worth the position. So as you go, think. See you at the top. Learn to be independent. Build an independent platform so that you will not always rely on taking command. Remember that your number one command must come from the Most High. If it doesn't align with the Most High God, then you should know that you are at the wrong place. Build an independent platform. Make sure you become so independent and remain independent. If you submit because you want to, not because you don't have a choice. That will help you in this life. There is no permanent friend. There is no permanent enemy. Moreover, Jesus is the highest. So whosoever aligns with his will, work together. Meanwhile, there are wolves in sheep clothing. So be able to discern. Remember, build an independent platform. If you must take orders from a fellow man, make sure they are genuine. Build this mindset, develop yourself, and grow. See you at the top. When the battle gets tough, friends could be enemies, and enemies could be friends. There is no permanent enemy, and there is no permanent friend. As you go, make sure that you fire at those that point at you. So whosoever points at you at a time is the enemy. There is no permanent friend, and there is no permanent enemy. You get to hear the explanation later. But once you appear on the battleground, your uniform doesn't matter. Your color doesn't matter. Your initial agreement doesn't count. Because at that point, the agreement is broken. Same uniform, pointing at each other. Get this point and grow. See you at the top. In this life, do not be afraid to look at people in their eyes. The eyes often doesn't lie. Make sure while you communicate, while you converse, look at the eyes. Look right in the eyes. See you at the top.